General Hospital recaps. Sonny confronted Sidwell. When Sonny and Jason confronted Selinsky, the hitman wound up dead. Sonny ordered Jason to grab laptops, cell phones, and anything else so that Brick could examine them for more information on who wanted him dead. After Ezra interrupted Sonny's lunch with Laura to complain about her associating with an alleged criminal, she refused to break her connection with him. Jack briefly left his lunch with Carly to ask Sonny about Selinsky, but he played dumb. Sonny visited Sidwell to ask about his connection to Selinsky, but Jens insisted he wanted to work with Sonny, not against him. Sidwell even offered to help find out who hired the hitman. Rick and Liz nearly died. Christina was horrified that it was Rick and Liz in the car crash, and when Lucky showed up, she admitted she thought she'd cut Ava's brakes. Sent back to the bar, so she'd have an alibi, Christina joined Cody, Molly, and Mac for a bit, but then Molly got a call about the accident, so they went to the hospital. Liz woke up with Lucky by her bedside, but Rick's injuries were more severe and he required emergency surgery. Ava was sitting with Rick when he woke up, and Molly was thrilled her father survived. Liz asked Lucky not to blame Rick for the accident, but he knew better and confronted Christina. After Rick mentioned the brakes had failed, Ava went to the garage where a mechanic confirmed that the brake lines had been deliberately cut. Meanwhile, Rick remembered seeing Christina after the crash. Emma's past caught up with her. When Ezra tried to demolish the Quartermain crypt, Trina filmed the police arresting Tracy as she shouted about Drew's vendetta against the Quartermains. Diane arrived with a court order revealing that Monica struck a deal with the Port Charles Land Trust, so Gio and Emma's plan worked. Ezra went to Drew's office to tell him about Monica's deal and that he can no longer use the Quartermain name. Anna arrested Emma for protesting at the crypt and was disappointed in her granddaughter until she explained she wanted to help the Quartermains because Alan helped her mother and Edward saved her life when she was poisoned. Unfortunately, Emma had priors and would have to stay overnight in jail. After Emma changed her plea to guilty and accepted community service, Anna asked her about the protest at Berkeley, where the records were sealed, but Emma revealed she signed an NDA to avoid jail. Jocelyn passed her test. Jocelyn joined Vaughn at a local coffee shop and noticed a woman pass him something when they bumped into each other. Back at the WSB facility, Vaughn told Jack Jocelyn was ready to graduate and was eager to get back in the field. Brennan warned that after his actions in Romania, he'd have a long time to wait. Jocelyn then told Jack that Vaughn received a drop-off and was informed that was her final test, which she passed. Brennan sent Jocelyn on her first assignment, but secretly sent Vaughn in as backup. Drew made Kai an offer he couldn't refuse. Kai told Curtis about Drew's offer, and Curtis suggested he speak to Portia to make sure the surgery was legit. Drew was furious at Portia and warned her to keep Curtis in line. When Brad tried to squeeze more out of Portia, she accused him of giving Drew the info on her, but he admitted he'd had to give it to his aunt Selena. He begged her not to fire him, but Portia decided he might still be useful. Kai shared the good news with Trina as Curtis warned Drew not to make promises to Kai he couldn't keep. Around Port Charles, people gathered to celebrate the hospital's 62nd anniversary and dedicate the new Dr. Monica Quartermain Cardiac Care Center. Though sadly, Monica wasn't feeling up to attending, so Laura gave the speech. Then Lucy interrupted to announce that she'd convinced Sidwell to underwrite the nurses' ball, which people were less than thrilled about. Lucy quickly enlisted Jordan to help recruit performers for the event. Marco interviewed with Diane, who was impressed with his credentials, but said he'd also have to interview with Alexis. Marco later texted Lucas to meet up since he was in town, and they reconnected before he headed out to Windermere to see his father, Sidwell. Though he was also surprised to see his mother, Natalia, as well. Drew informed Alexis that Scout would be moving into his new house along with Willow, Wiley, and Amelia. Sidwell finally got Brooklyn on board with deception doing business with him, but Natalia privately accused him of using it as a cover for his smuggling. Jason continued to support Sasha with her pregnancy, and also agreed to trust that Carly knew what she was doing, getting involved with Jack.